Alexandra Etter from Design and Business Intersection, and I'm collaborating with LCI Barcelona School of Design and Visual Arts in Catalonia, Spain for this open educational resource. Welcome to Visual Thinking to Find Business Opportunities, visual representation tools and methodologies to help visualize and materialize business opportunities. Visual thinking is a methodology that uses images, symbols, sketches, drawings, pictures, diagrams, and even physical models to expedite the understanding of a subject for the creation of a media content and creative problem solving. With this OER, we invite students to experience the dynamics of visualization to spark their imagination, ignite creative thinking, map out challenges, envision solutions, and find business opportunities. Within the textile innovation context, visual thinking relevance lies in the fact that its different application in different visual formats help us to communicate complex topics easily, synthesize information, increase comprehension and information retention, engage forecasting and market understanding, support problem solving, capture and collect the creativity of a project, help to build consensus and enhance decision making. It is scientifically proven that visual representations accelerate the processes of assimilation, understanding, formulation, and decision-making by 24% in relation to a written document. Studies and decades of research have proven that 75% of our brain's sensory neurons are dedicated to visual processing, and of all the information our brains process, pictures are retained at far higher rates than words. The following example easily illustrates the difference between how our brains perceive a geometrical figure described with words and the same figure represented by an image. Activating the whole brain function will elevate creativity and boost imagination to identify business opportunities better and faster. The purpose of this OER is to provide a learning by doing experience on how to learn visual thinking principles and techniques to map out ideas and explore solutions. This OER is structured into two parts. Technique 1, sketching, drawing, and building a visual vocabulary to map out and visualize ideas. And Technique 2, interacting with key visual tools for business design. Through this OER, you will get an understanding of visual thinking dynamics, techniques, and logics, and how the visual practitioner works. Let's start with technique number 1, sketching, drawing, and building a visual vocabulary to map out and visualize ideas. We will start with step number 1, that is, visualize ideas with basic drawings. The expected duration is 1 hour of daily practice. In terms of organization, students can work individually or in groups of 2 or more people. Practicing with others will allow students to share their first visualizations and receive feedback that will improve their ideas' representation skills. By exercising and practicing every day, students will become more confident with drawing, sketching, and doodling. Related to preparation, the basic materials to perform these activities are black and color markers with different line weights, white paper, square paper or sketchbooks, drawing templates, and a digital tablet is optional. Exploration is key to boost your visual thinking skill. Start with visual observations and object representations that are part of your daily environment or working journey. Here is a template where you can start to draw daily explorations. Following a method for visual representation will help you get a better result. Task number 1. As all graphics are made of basic shapes, start with 10 minutes of keep drawing exercises through the basic shapes drawing template in order to get familiar with drawing experience and hand sketch warm up. Start with a simple shape, a dot. Create an equidistant grid with a simple dot. If you will work on with white paper, use a rule or some kind of measurement to create a distance reference. On a square paper, use always the same amount of squares as a measurement reference to create the same distance between the dots. Start with 8 files by 8 columns grid, and if necessary, you can expand it or create a new one. Continue by drawing horizontal and drop lines. draw frames, draw triangles, draw circles, draw spirals, draw curves, and draw people. Here is task number 2. Now that you have practiced to drawing basic shapes, add keywords to drawing to represent concepts and actions visually. Here are our suggestions to some concepts to inspire you to express yourself and create your own ones. Let's continue with task number 3. Use visual structures and templates to create visual stories, explore inspiration, design solutions, and organize ideas. The 5 most common structures are mood board, tree structure, grid done by columns and files, and mind map and matrix. As in step number 1, you start exercising on how to visualize ideas with basic drawings. In step number 2, you will create your own textile innovation and business terms visual vocabulary. The expected duration is 30 minutes of daily practice. Related to organization, students can work individually or even with work peers or project team members. Building a visual vocabulary within a project or organization will help to create a common language, improve communication, and increase understanding. As we did before, start with an exploration. Start a visual vocabulary with a suggested template and continue with a list of most common words and elements with your industry and expand it continuously by adding new words regularly. Following a method, task number 1 invites you to start your own visual vocabulary by visually expressing the concept related to textile innovation and business that are provided below. For additional visual help, you can search through books, magazines, or just Google them. Here you have a nicely designed template that you can use at any moment. On task number 2, now it's your turn to continue your visual vocabulary with your own words and their corresponding visual representations in order to develop a rich library with unlimited visual resources. Next, I'm going to share the visual technique number 2. Technique 2 corresponds to interacting with visual tools in order to find and materialize business opportunities. Through this chapter, you will learn to interact with 3 key visual tools in order to adopt designers' mindsets, understand and analyze current context situations, create value propositions, and deliver solutions that are valuable business opportunities. Thinking like designers has become a recognized design thinking methodology and nonlinear and interactive process of innovation that gives organizations and entrepreneurs tools to bring solutions, innovation offerings, and solve very complex problems. For this OER platform, we would like to take it into account as a starting point and go beyond human and incorporate the environmental-centered design in order that students and professionals can find business opportunities for positive impact on society and the environment. The 3 visual tools prepared for this purpose are the Context Analysis Maps, the Circular Solution Canvas, and the Business Model Canvas. Here is a scheme with the visual tools approach through a design thinking process. Let me introduce you to the visual tool number 1, the Context Analysis Map. This visual tool helps to study the context and analyze it by visualizing and mapping out the business design space with key specific and general environment factors to take into consideration. The expected duration is in between 1 to 2 hours of a group discussion for a well-thought and contact analysis. The time may vary depending on design challenge. In terms of organization, this activity is ideally conducted within a multidisciplinary team or a diverse group of people in different functions with the organization. You can work in groups of 2 up to 6 people. Related to preparation, the material required are a complete context analysis map template, sticky notes, post-its, pens, and markers, movable walls or whiteboard where to stick up and display all the material, all collection of documents and materials that is related to internal and external environment analysis. Let me introduce you to context analysis map. Let's start with the step-by-step method to work with the visual template context analysis map. Step number 1. Visualize a business idea. Let's think about a business idea that will be placed in the center of the template. If you're working within a project that is developing an innovation offering within your industry, this effort can become a business opportunity. If you don't have a business idea yet, think about the latest trends, challenges, or a problem that you will love to solve with all your passion. Visualize the business idea opportunity and represent it with a quick sketch on a sticky note. Place it in the center of the template on top of business idea drawing. Step number 2. Explore the general environment related to forces and institutions outside the organization that potentially affects the organization's performance and decision making. Those factors are political, environmental, social, technological, legal, and economic. For this step, task number 1 is to write down on a sticky note environmental and ecological trends or aspects such as doing business ethical as an ethical and sustainable company, carbon footprint, climate change, or any environmental restriction and regulation that can affect your industry or have an impact on your innovation offering. For task number 2, repeat the same procedure, continue with demographic trends of society. Social norms and pressures are key to determining consumer behavior. Factors to be considered are cultural aspects and perception, health consciousness, population growth rates, age distribution, income distribution. Evaluate if there is any inspiration or new insight about who you want to consider as a potential client. Discuss with your peers. For task number 3, continue mapping the general environment by identifying technological trends and international influences as part of technological factors analysis. These factors are related to innovations and industry automation. In addition, it includes the following: R&D activity, automation, technological incentives, tech transfer. Think about technological factors as a resource for innovation and new business opportunities. For task number 4, following the template order, analyze legal factors that include any legal forces that define what a business can or cannot do, such as the following: industry regulation, regional laws, licenses and permits, intellectual property. Interpret how local laws and regulation impact your innovation offering. How are they impacting by bringing new opportunities or create constraints to new business ideas? On task number 5, interpret economic factors to find opportunities that boost business ideas. Write down on a sticky note various economic indicators that can generate tangible data. Economic factors include the following: economic growth rates, interest rates, exchange rates, inflation, unemployment rates. Evaluate if your new business idea can be purchased by your consumer or could possibly change demand-supply models in the economy. Evaluate if your new business idea can be purchased by your customer or could possibly change demand-supply models in the economy. For task number 6, identify political factors. These factors are related to how government policy and actions impact the economy and affect business. These include government stability, tax policy, trade restrictions, tariffs, bureaucracy, and similar to other factors, evaluate if there are policies that can be impact negatively on business operation or new business launching. Now that the general environment analysis is completed, take a moment and discuss the general picture with your peers. There are many other factors that can be taken into account, as for example, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, among others. For step number 3, evaluate the specific environment for your business idea. Specific environment analysis helps to study how an innovation offering that exists or could exist perform in the market and take into account elements such as existing or potential clients, suppliers, and competitors. Key benefits of this analysis is that it's helpful in seeing early opportunities for new innovations and strategic positioning in the industry. Let's start with task number 1. Taking into account your business idea or innovation offering, involve team members to discuss and define who are the potential clients, customers, or buyers in your industry. Write it down on a sticky note, and if you feel confident, represent it with a drawing. For task number 2, investigate who are or who can be your competitors. Is there another entrepreneur or company who has the same or similar innovation offering? How many competitors do you estimate? Search through their website and investigate how they present their innovation offering or potential customer. Display key information on a template. For task number 3, think about who are key suppliers in your industry. How does your business idea need or will need their services and strategic partnership to deliver your innovation offering? How much control do suppliers have in determining the kinds of products and services the industry produces? Write down your findings. Take a general overview to your context analysis map. Evaluate your innovation offering, reframe the initial business idea statement if needed, or think about what are the innovative business opportunities you have and the new role you want to play as an entrepreneur or organization. Let's continue with the second visual tool, the Circular Solution Canvas. We cannot solve our problems with the same thought we use when we create them, Albert Einstein. This visual tool gives us a great opportunity to exercise our creative thinking with the purpose to make a positive impact for people, society, and the planet. If we can imagine the future we want, we can make it happen. We transition from analyzing the context and the current situation for a possible business idea to exploring alternatives, coming up with solutions, and imagining new scenarios. Let's evolve from the first assumptions to generate valuable ideas that can answer both people and planet problems or challenges. The expected duration is in between 1 to 2 hours of a group discussion and brainstorming. Related organizations create interdisciplinary teams of 2 up to 12 people to work with the canvas. Each participant can take 2 or 3 issues to work on. In terms of preparation, the material required are a large printed circular solution canvas template, sticky notes, post-its, pens, and color markers, movable walls or whiteboards. Here is the circular solution canvas. For further information, please refer to the written document as needed. Let's start with the step-by-step method. Step 1. Think about the problem you're trying to solve. Write down on a sticky note or a question about a challenge or problem you're trying to solve related to a specific group of people and its environment. Step 2. Start ideation with what-if questioning and think about everyone. Get inspired by the factors described on a template. Start with people needs and social issues such as health, food, education, income and work, peace and justice, political voice, social equity, gender equality, housing, networks, energy, water. Continue with environmental sustainability issues such as climate change, ocean pollution, chemical pollution, freshwater withdrawals, land conversion, biodiversity loss, or air pollution. Comment and decide with your peers which factors are you going to work on. Connect with your creativity. Close your eyes for a moment, create a positive mental state, and start to dream with an ideal scenario of the desired future related to the challenge. Come up with possible ideas by asking the question, what if, or what would happen if, taking into account both people needs and environmental factors. Write down on a sticky note all the ideas that arise and come to mind and place them on a template. Don't judge even if they seem silly. Step number 3. Group, select, and generate a statement that describes what solution can help to solve the problem. For each human and environmental factor, analyze the result and try to group those that are similar. At this stage, you can generate a statement that can best describe a solution to a problem. It will be a promise to a customer or market segment. It will be a straightforward reason why the customer should purchase your product or service. Your statement will explain how a product solves a specific problem, communicate the added benefits, and state the reason why it's better than a similar product on the market and how it makes a possible impact on people and the environment. Step number 4. Get inspired by the circular economy cycle. Think about how each stage of the product service life cycle affects or takes part of your solution: resources, materials, production, manufacturing, distribution, selling, usage, reuse, manufacture. Once you complete the previous steps, have a discussion about your findings. To conclude, the main purpose of the Circular Solution Canvas is to help generate creative ideas for business solutions and value propositions that take both human and natural environment needs into account. The third visual tool, the Business Model Canvas, will help us to narrow previous ideation process and transform an idea into a business value proposition. In the words of its creator, the Business Model Canvas, as opposed to the traditional intricate business plan, helps organizations conduct a structured, tangible, and strategic conversations around a new business or existing ones. A Business Model Canvas describes the rationale of how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value. The template is divided into 9 block structure in order to respond to 4 main questions: for whom, what, how, and how much. Those 9 blocks are related to customer segment, to value proposition, to channels, customer relationships, revenue streams, key resources, key activities, key partnerships, and cost structure. These visual tools create a holistic overview for business design parts and the interrelationships between all its parts. The expected duration is in between 1 to 2 hours of a group discussion. The initial creation of the Business Model Canvas takes approximately 45 up to 60 minutes. Most of the time, the focus will be on block 1 and 2. An update takes 10 to 15 minutes. Related to organizations, you can organize in groups of 2 or 5 people to work into the canvas. With larger groups, people can work simultaneously on different canvases and share the results to all participants to the end for a more open discussion and feedback. Sketching the Business Model Canvas can better engage participants and your audience. Here is the Business Model Canvas template. In terms of preparation, the material required are: Canvas template, sticky notes or post-its in various colors to represent each reflection questions and blocks, pens and markers, movable walls or whiteboard. Let's start with the step-by-step method. Fill the canvas step by step and complete it with the previous findings if necessary. Translate a problem into a business idea solution that takes both the customer needs and your own business context into consideration. The 4 main questions represented by color will help to link up the building blocks in a way that we can consider simultaneously: what is your value proposition? For whom are you designing and preparing an innovation offering? How are going you to produce it? And how much it will cost in order to get revenue streams and make money. Step number 1. Customer segments. List the top 3 segments. Look for the segments that provide the most revenue. For whom are you creating value? Who are your most important customers? Step number 2. Value proposition. Choose a business idea and ask the following questions. What value do you deliver to the customer? What are your products and services? What is the job you get done for your customer? Which problems are you solving with your business idea solution or innovation offering? Which customers' needs are you satisfying? Step number 3. Customer relationships. How does this show up and how do you maintain the relationship? How are they integrated into the rest of your business model? Step number 4, channels. How do you communicate with your customer? How do you deliver the value proposition? How are your channels integrated? Channel phases are: number 1, awareness is related to how to raise awareness about your products and services. Number 2, evaluation means how you help customers evaluate your value propositions. Number 3, purchase is how your customers purchase your products. Number 4, deliver is how do you deliver your value proposition. And 5, after sales is how you provide post-purchase customer support. Step number 5, key activities. Think about what you will need to do on a daily basis to run your business model. What key activities does your value proposition require, and your distribution channels, customer relationships, and revenue streams. Step number 5, key resources. List all the sets that can be required to offer and deliver your value proposal. List the people, knowledge, and money that you will need as part of your business. Include, if necessary, intellectual resources such as brand patents, copyrights, and key data. Step number 7, key partners. List the partners that you can't do business without. Some motivations for partnership are optimization and economy, reduction of risk and uncertainty, and 3, the acquisition of particular resources and activities. Step number 8, cost structure. List your top costs by looking at the key activities and resources. Step number 9, revenue streams. Indicate your top 3 revenue streams. If you do things for free, add them here too. To conclude, the Canvas main objective is to help companies and entrepreneurs move beyond product-centric thinking toward a business model thinking. Here is an example for the Visual Nespresso business model. To conclude, if we open our minds to master and implement visual thinking, we will be able to envision new business opportunities and launch big transformations with quick sketches and visual tools, such as how great strategizers in history did through visual meetings within their war rooms. This powerful methodology that can be practiced every day help us to map out our ideas, make tangible new solutions, envision new futures, and materialize new business opportunities. Thank you for being here and wish you an amazing visual journey to find new business opportunities.